Greetings. Happy February, everyone. This is one of the love messages for February. So I'm going to do love message pretty much for the first half of February. So all the way up until Valentine's Day, I'll be doing a lot of love theme messages. I do have exclusive content on my Patreon coming up sometime today. So if you guys are not a Patreon of mine, a fellow Patreon member, you guys can join patreon.com/the Walu Child, Walu WALU. If you guys are new to my channel, if you are on my Queen Esther channel, you guys may be familiar with me as the Walu Child. Some of you may not. If you're on my officially Chenoa, if you're new, you may not know me as the Walu Child. Some people do. If you've been here from the Genesis, you definitely know. But so I'm going to start off with a self-love message for today. And it's no cards. It's just pure divine message. No, nothing on the side. Just this. Okay. So I wanted to express a message of encouragement for those of you that feel like your best is just not enough, or you're not where you feel like you want to be or that you should be. You feel at times that you're underappreciated or you're overlooked. You feel tempted to water yourself down. Maybe you say that I'm too much. Maybe that's why I'm too much for people. Or I'm not enough. I need to do more of this, or I need to get with the program. And I want y'all to keep that phrase in mind. You guys heard that phrase before, sticking to the program or get with the program, right? And I find that to be like, I had this revelation this morning about that term. And it feels as though when you're walking in divine alignment with your authentic self, and maybe at times you don't even see it as what you're doing as this thing of, you just being you just do you. You're not thinking too much into it. This complex, mindset of, oh, I'm authentic and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I'm real. Like, you don't do all of that in your own heart and your own mind. You're just being your authentic self. You're just doing you. And it might be times where you feel like you need to do what everybody else is doing, like, fit into the matrix of things. Like, I'm going to be this person that is like everybody else. That's like the world. It works for this person. They're doing this, and that's not everybody's formula. Everybody's the ingredient is not going to work for you, especially. And I've said this plenty of times. I'm sure you probably heard me say this multiple times. When you're called to be a energy shift, you're called to be a trailblazer, you're called to be a leader, you're called to be a pioneer, or to usher in change and something new, something different. You're not going to be readily received, not right off the bat. Like, you're just not. And it's because a lot of times people are comfortable with what's already going on, what's happening, what has happened, and what seems to be mainstream, what seems to be popular, what seems to be normal. So anything that is against that, you're not going to have the majority vote. So that doesn't mean that you just stop what you're doing, just give up, or just, oh, I can't do this no more, or no one's gonna, and it gets to that point sometimes where you feel like, what's all of this worth? What's all of this for? But trust and believe that if God, Source, Most High God, called you to a thing, to something, God did it. Not just something coming out of thin air. There's a purpose and reason. There's a time and a place, and there's a season for everything. So though maybe some people may vibe with you, a small group of people may vibe with you versus a majority of people that don't, there will come a time where what you represent and who you are, it will be something that is going to touch those, and it's going to touch those who it's meant to. And it doesn't matter about the count, it doesn't matter about the numbering, it doesn't matter about where it takes you, you know. And I was just having this conversation with a good friend of mine. We were just talking about this video. She sent me a video, and it was this man talking about his water park. And this man said his water park got rejected over 600 times. I can't remember the exact number now, but he was like, yeah, it got rejected. And the lady was like, you're a crazy person to keep, like, pretty much you kept going on. And this was his first business. His first business was it was called 𝗥𝗲𝗱𝗶 or something like that. He got rejected. The first year, he got rejected 617 times. Like, nobody was really into what he was selling or what he was creating. And to me, like, to be able to carry through with that shows that when you're called to something, like, no matter what the circumstance, even if you want to give up, there's something inside of you that will not allow you to give up. And I feel like that's source, that's God, because there's a purpose, there's a plan to maybe not the water park itself, but it could be the journey to it or his testimony that is the purpose. You know, how did he continue to move forward? What was his motivation? Why did he believe in himself? You know, who supported him? Who didn't support him? Like, what was the revelation in that? What was the growth in that? How did you keep the faith? You know what I mean? So it kind of reminds me of the Pursuit of Happiness movie with Will Smith, where he had an invention and he went through all these trials and tribulations, being homeless, losing his wife, leaving him and his son, and all of this in a period of time, and being told no. You know, he went through that as well. He went through the season of rejection. And when I sat with that number, the guy that had got rejected 617 times, I thought about it. I was like, throughout life we get rejected, and if we really sat there, we could count a good number of times that we've been rejected, but we still move forward in life. We still strive, whether we felt like we were rejected as children, or we felt we were rejected by our family, or we felt like we were rejected by society, or a job that we didn't get, or a relationship that didn't work, or felt like we were, rejected in other ways. If you count those things, I'm pretty sure you'll have a pretty good number. So the fact that you're able to still carry through life, even though there's times and seasons where you get overlooked or where you feel like you're not being appreciated, and if you also step out and look at the times where you were embraced and truly loved, and accepted by people that mean something. Because sometimes we get it in our mind to appreciate people, or we seek validation and appreciation from people that don't appreciate us, versus appreciating those that genuinely do appreciate you and genuinely do care about you. If you flip it, you can also see the love in it as well, and not take it as you are alone or you're not enough, because you do. There's always going to be someone in your corner. And we get caught up on needing the world to be in our corner, or the majority to be in our corner, rather than appreciating the very few, which is the real ones in your corner. You're never going to seek to be loved by the world. Means that you're of the world. You get it? And then I'm going to go back to sticking to the program, or get with the program, being the programming, the matrix. You feel at times, maybe I should just get with the program. No, you're meant to break the program. You're meant to break the patterns. You're meant to break the cycles, the illusion. You're not here for that. People want to talk about being chosen, and I'm chosen, and it's such a popular term now. And It's not something to say that you're this special being. You're just one of the ones that was called to a high responsibility, a purpose, a task, to something that most people are not going to choose that path. They're not going to say yes to it. They haven't been called to it. That's all. So this message is just all of it, to bring it on in, bring it home. Let's bring it home. Let's bring it in. This message is for you to be inspired by the no's, because there's a story, there's a testimony, and there's a perseverance in it. And also to put it into perspective that pursuit that's inside of me, the reason why I haven't been able to just throw in the towel and give up, there's something inside of me that won't let me, is because there is a divine call and purpose in it that sits inside of you, that is in you, that is alive and well, even at times where your hope may feel like it's deferred or you're tired. But there's something that keeps you and causes you to carry through and carry on no matter what. That's how you know it's divine. That's how you know it's God. When it's something that you're called to, no matter what the challenge is, in spite of how you feel about it, your soul won't let you give up or let up. Okay? So you are loved. You are significant. You hold something inside of you that is meant to be birthed, that is meant to be shared, that is meant to be of influence. And if you take the equation of needing to be loved and validated by the world or by a majority of number, you'll know that what you have inside of you is enough, even in here and the now, that it does hold weight. Just by you being you, you are change. You do spark people. You do bring light and love, even when you feel like your best is not enough. It's already inside of you. So never chase this big thing of, oh, I'm going to reach this pivotal moment in my life where I'm going to be fully accepted by the world. You're still going to have people that may not like you, even if it be that you are receiving more appreciation and more love. And not to strive for this thing of being famous and being popular and all of that. Again, it's giving into the flesh, it's giving into the ego. You're here to be an influence, and you're already doing that as you're living today. It just means that, there could be this point in your life where you are a big influence to more people. You're going to be called to a higher level of responsibility, higher level of influence than now. But that doesn't mean that that's what you're striving for, because in retrospect, you're already doing the service and the work, but by just being you. So there's no thing of, oh, when I get to this level, then I'm important. No, don't fall for that trap. And some of us might have to go through those moments and those seasons of heavy rejection, and what we might see as a loss can actually be our gain and protection from things and people that are not for us. To appreciate what we have when we have it, when we're called to those seats of high level of influence or level of authority and responsibility, we'll know what to do with it. We will not exploit it. We will not exploit others. We will not look down upon others, because we have a humble perspective of what it took to get to where we are. So I hope that makes sense. I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope that wasn't all over the place, but I really send you guys much love, many blessings, and remember, you are loved. You are loved here. You're loved from here to there, beyond your imagination, and you are great even in your now. So I appreciate y'all. Much love.